Good morning everyone. We've actually had an explosion on the plot. Yeah, an actual explosion. Honestly, sparks flying. There's been some destruction on the allotment side. I'm going to go over and show you now because I want to highlight this, because just in case this happens on your site and you're not aware of this, and maybe you could get the I'll show you now. But we're here, we're going past Linda's. So Linda's not here today, so she's got her shallots out. But yeah, I could really do with a cuppa in here right now, but the cafe's shut. But let's go show you the damage that's happened. Cheryl's plot, oh god, she doesn't stop, Cheryl, honestly. Looks blooming beautiful. Very organised plot. So as you can see, this whole section of the allotment site has been cordoned off with Harrison fencing. And yeah, so what happened is, this transformer here, this electrical transformer, blew up. It actually blew up, and there was people that were on site at the time said there was like this huge flash and huge big bangs. And inside there's like a coolant. So the coolant keeps the oil that's inside that transformer. Now I might be getting all this wrong, but this is what I've interpreted from it. Keeps it cool, and that's leaked out into the soil. And what they need to do now is they need to excavate, honestly, tons and tons, the whole area here, and put new soil down for the plot holders. But they're actually that area is actually quarantined off. And people have said, like, if anyone was in this area at the time, it could have been disastrous. So yeah, the environmental have come over and they've actually sectioned it off, because if the chemicals that have actually poured out of this is the new one. So someone sent me a video clip of them bringing the new one in, and yeah, but someone said that it's been here since the 70s, the old one, so you think they would have replaced it by now. But the new one's up, but all this coolant had seeped into the soil, and apparently once it's airborne, it can actually soak into your skin, and there is risks of like cancer. And yes, it's not a good thing at all. But the soil as well is also contaminated, so they're doing loads of soil tests, which is going to take months. So they were hoping that it'd be done by now, but this happened a couple of days ago, and there's no work done yet, but I'm sure it'll get sorted. But I really do feel sorry for the plot holders that have actually had their plots here now quarantined off, and all the surrounding ones as well. Yeah, it's just drama at the plot, hey? Who would have thought there'd be an explosion here? But yeah, right. I've actually come over because I'm having a big compost and bagged manure delivery this morning. It's freezing. It's 9:15, something like that. So I'm going to have that delivered, put it on the plot. I'm not going to bore you by me wheelbarrowing compost manure over. So the guy's on his way now. Hopefully then I can then wheelbarrow all that down, and we can get on with today's jobs. Whew. So it's all done. It's all wheelbarrowed in. 20 bags of compost, and no, 24 bags of compost and 20 bags of manure, I think I had. But yeah, so it's all here now. Now I love this one. This Magnolia brand is like a hummocks manure compost. Brilliant for like asparagus mulching. So I have actually already got some that I bought a few weeks ago. So that's going to go on here today as well. I'm going to clear all this off. Loads and loads of jobs to do. So let's crack on. So I also want to take all the pots, all the alliums and all the spring bulbs that I planted over winter over to the one side of the staging, so that's freeing up some of that floating shelf, because squirrels and mice and vermin and all won't bother with the allium bulbs now. So, well, they wouldn't have anyway, hope not anyway. So I'm going to pull them onto the one side of the staging, so the floating shelf's free for things like when I bring over the broad beans, the sweet peas and whatnot. But yeah, let's have a little tidy up in there. Let's get it done.
Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on just sing along, and I can't help but feeling just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together?
So I've done a couple of jobs, but I need to pop home. I've had a delivery of my seeds, my onion seeds and whatnot, and there's a parcel outside. So I need to go home, get them, grab those, and then head back here. So yeah, I'll be back in a second. So I've just popped home to collect my onion seeds that have been delivered. Now, one of the onion seeds was the Walla Walla onion seeds. Now, I haven't been able to find them for a while. And while scrolling through the Readly app, I managed to see in one of the magazines on there that they had them for king seeds. So I was absolutely thrilled to order those. So Readly is an app with over 8,000 magazines and newspapers, all at the touch of your finger, which is so handy. So I've started using Readly for cooking. Now I've started eating a little bit more healthily, and I mean, there's a magazine on there where I use the 20-minute cooking recipes, and they're perfect for me for when I'm at the hospital. And on top of that, I also was looking through Kitchen Garden magazine. Now, I talked about Kitchen Garden magazine before. I actually featured in there last year, but I was looking through their magazine on the Readly app, and I noticed there was a selection of seeds, onion seeds, that I was looking for a perfect onion, and this sounded perfect for me. It's the Walla Walla onion, which is actually perfect timing because I actually want to finish sowing my onions off today. So I'm glad they've come, but I would not have discovered the Walla Walla seeds from King Seeds, and I was looking for ages for this variety, and a load of people had actually suggested it in comments previous years, but I managed to find it in the Readly app on the Kitchen and Garden magazine. I also use it for kayaking as well. Now, I love kayaking. They actually use Canoe and Kayak magazine, and I read that a lot anyway, and luckily that's on there as well. I also use it for DIY. Now, Readly is actually offering you 2 months free as a trial, link in the description. You can cancel it anytime. It's so easy to cancel if you want to, but honestly, I think it'd benefit you. It's so eco-friendly, the fact that you don't have to be cutting down trees, using that paper to make those magazines. Readly is all online, and the good thing is that it's on your mobile phone or on your tablet, and you can even download them as well so that you can use it offline. If you're on an aeroplane and you want something to read or browse through, you can actually put it on here. I think it's perfect because I've actually downloaded the latest magazines that I read, just because when I'm out and about and there's no signal, especially if I'm on a train and things like that, I've got them here ready for me to read. So like I said, there's a link in the description, 2 months free trial. Go and give it a go, honestly. You will not regret it. I'm going to finish now, sort my seeds and my coffee, and then we're going to go back to the plot.
Young, and we didn't want to be exposed. Even though it was cold, we were never wearing proper clothes. Always trying to be cool, trying to be those bad guys, smoking cigarettes behind the school. Always trying to be cool, trying to be those bad guys, you know. I still think about what we had when we were younger. We were never running out of time. As long as we had each other, oh, every I could stay for hours, and we looked into each other's eyes. Hey, I thought I was Romeo, I was looking for my Juliet. And as soon as I left, I told my friends.
Whew. Right, let me show you what I've done so far. That was a bit of a whirlwind, but I feel like I've got lots of jobs done so far, but there's plenty more to do. But let me show you what I've done so far. So all the alliums now are all over here. I mean, a few of them haven't come up yet, like His Excellence and the cherry alliums, but a lot of them now are coming up. You know, the summer drummer alliums. There's quite a few there coming up now, but this is free now. This is free to be planted up with all the spring crops, which will be coming now in March. And I mean, this will be rammed full. All the staging on either side would. I mean, I'm very, very fortunate that I'd probably say about 20, 40, I'd say about 50 foot of staging, which is both sides and also the middle here for putting plant pots and all on. So there's quite a lot. But yeah, look down here. Doesn't it look lovely now, having all those little crops that I sowed in autumn? I mean, I've got some mustards over here, some green and reds. These are the speckled lettuces off Dora from Dora's Allotment. I've got 3 kales in here as well, which I'm going to use for small leaves. 2 red kales and also a green one. And I've also got in here some spinach. Now, I mean, I've got spinach everywhere, but that should do okay there. I've got some green pak choys, some red mustards here. But yeah, it doesn't look great. I also put some of these on. I don't know if you've seen these, but these are very flexible. I use them on these metal beds because obviously the ones from First Tunnel's are a bit too wide. And these ones then can be bent. But I've got these here. But if it gets too cold, I'm going to actually just throw a fleece over the top of this. And Bob's your uncle. But I've actually got a fleece I want to show you, actually. So Andermatt have sent me these bio fleeces. Now this is the 30 grade. They're absolutely fantastic because they're biodegradable, made from plants. Now this fleece in here, now I've got the net as well. I've showed it maybe like a year or so ago. That was made out of plants as well. So this fleece protects your plants from frost, but it's actually made from plants. So after a while, you know, I don't know how long it lasts. I think it lasts a couple of years, but I'll pop it on the screen anyway, some of the details. I'll also put it in the description as well. But this after a while will be in the compost heap. So, I mean, no plastic, no waste. I mean, and I've got it now because our middle bed will be perfect. If we do get some cold frosts, this will protect my delicate plants to -5. So, yeah, we'll give this a go. So I'll pop a link to this in the description, like I said. Thank you so much, Andermatt, for sending this over for me to try. Yeah, I've had a few of his products before. This isn't a paid promotion. He just wants me to give it a try. So, yeah, I'll give it a go. So as you can see, I think I've got, I can't remember if it was 24 bags of the compost and 20 maybe of the manure. And I'm planning on clearing all this, mulching beds. I want to have a good overhaul of this site in the next couple of days. So the plan is to get it all sorted. And if you notice, we've got little holes coming here from squirrels digging in and stealing the bulbs, I think, the tulip bulbs. So right, let's crack on. This is turning into a bit of a vloggy one today, so let's go outside and let's have a look at what I've been up to. So I think this is going to be my next job, taking up this weed membrane. It's been down now for a good 8 months. Now there was a lot of horrific weeds under there. I'm a little bit worried about the couch grass. Now there was couch grass on this side of the plot and this plot, so I'm just going to have to tackle it. I've never had to deal with it before, but if you haven't seen it before, it's like, obviously it's grass, but it has loads of runners underneath the soil that the more you dig it at it, it just keeps coming back and back. But we'll try and battle it. But I've been told if you cover it for a year, that tends to knock it back significantly. So that's what I've done. Grew pumpkins on your last year. It is messy on this side, but we're getting through the jobs. I'm confident we'll be ready for spring. So this is my plan for today. So I'm planning on taking up this plastic in here, leaving this membrane down for another year, and then later on I will pull it up, and hopefully I'll just have to keep barking on top then. I did cut around these ones, all these 4. These two haven't been cut actually, sorry. These two I cut holes around them so that the soil can obviously go into the actual underground and water from underneath as well. But I've got these two to cut when I fill them, maybe today, who knows. But I am going to cut this out and I'm going to mulch this today, bed this down so we've got a nice long bed here. Now I'm thinking this would be perfect for my runner beans. I am thinking, or a few diagonal planters, trellises going up here for all the sweet peas. So how amazing would that be? So up here, as you can see, all my compost. I'm a bit worried really leaving it here, but maybe I'll use most of it today, who knows. But that's the plan, for it to be mulching all the beds, filling all the raised beds up. And this stuff is brilliant, like I mentioned. But yeah, let me show you what I've done on the other plot. So this was the original bed that I used up here for runner beans last year, and it didn't do too good. This plot's quite shady, so I've taken a lot of the soil up here, put it onto this bed to top it back up, because these raised beds, you know, they do go down eventually every year, an inch or two, so you do need to top them up. This one has already been mulched bark. Now I will scrape this bark off eventually and plant into it. It's just keeping the weeds off it at the moment. This one I've noticed, thank God, I thought I got all the tulips out of here, but if you can see, there's quite a lot of tulips coming through. So if you remember last year, this was a flurry of reds and oranges and yellows. I think there was about 500 tulips in this bed, and sadly I took most of them out and I was going to store them and then give them to plot neighbours as well, so they'll have extras, because I've got different colours this year which are in those two beds here. On the new plot, a squirrel came in and ate most of them, so I'm still love squirrels, but I'm starting to see why some people think that squirrels are pests. But it is what it is, it's done now. But I've noticed there are squirrel activity this year that I've not seen before, so yeah, we're ticking the jobs off. But let's show you what else I've done. So I mulched all the asparagus now. This took 3 bags of the compost manure. Now this now will sink in, feed those crowns, and hopefully this year is going to be the year of harvesting quite a lot of crowns. I'm a little bit worried because I'm not sure which crowns have survived and which ones have died. So we shall see. And I'm even considering buying some more crowns to put in this area here, moving this bay leaf tree and putting that onto the new plot eventually, and making this into asparagus as well. These compost bays are going as well. They're moving. So this whole area here is going to be completely different this year. I'm going to have to mulch this, sort all this out here. There's loads of nasturtium seeds in this one. So I'm a little bit worried about what I'm going to get out of here. This mess here is the raspberries I'm going to dig up this week, and they're going into the fruit cage here. So yeah, it's all going. It's just taking a bit of time. I need to put some fruit bushes in, buy more fruit bushes. I don't know if you can see at the back there's quite a few bags. Now those are actually pigeon manure. They've been there since way before Christmas. So Carl over at Plot to Plate, he mentioned on his channel this week as well, so if you haven't seen, pop over to Carl's, give him a subscribe. He mentioned about pigeon manure, and I know YouTubers are talking about it, and I was thinking I was gonna talk about it this week. But yes, Carl, I've done the same thing. I've been collecting some pigeon manure as well, so I'm going to be using that. I'm probably going to put mine in my compost bays for another 6 months, or maybe in the bottom of a raised bed to let it rot down more, because it is quite strong stuff. So maybe I'll go in my compost bays. But the jobs are being ticked off today. I'm pleased. I'm getting there now. I feel like I'm going a little bit now. I'm a bit worried because I'm still seeing a million jobs to do, and I'm sure your allotments are the same. You can have a pretty allotment at this time of year. It's either bare soil where you have prepared everything ready for spring, or there's 1,000 million trillion jobs to do. I'm in that camp. Well, we'll get there. We will get there. So a few of you have been asking about my plot neighbour, how he's going along. He seems to be ordering his compost in, he's mulching beds, he's starting to weed it all and bark, and yeah, he's starting to turn this now into the paradise that it can be. And I mean, last year this did look unloved and unkept. Now this part isn't mine. Mine is adjacent to my other plot, the fig and olive plot, this one the new plot. But I'm glad that I've got a nice plot neighbour in, and I think he's going to do really well here this year. So yeah, fingers crossed that we have a nice triangle of crops here this year. So yeah, I'm pleased that I've got a nice plot neighbour. So also on the list for today and tomorrow is to put all the strengtheners in all of these. So I've had first tunnels, cut me poles, similar to the polytunnel, having a spine across the top. I've got fitments and poles to actually clamp these all together to keep them straight up, because if you notice, the wind knocks them all down. I've also got new nets to go on here as well, because I want to net these up now. This is the elephant garlic, my normal garlic, which is doing fantastic. There's not a misfire there, you know, one missing at all. There's a couple of elephant garlic here missing, I think, that I can't see over here. I can see a little thing popping up there, but I have got some spares there which I purposely kept to fill in. And I also sent some over to Annie at Annie's Kitchen Garden. Now, I've been promising Annie, I'm going to say 6 months, but Annie's going to say 18 months. But I've sent some over. Finally, my New Year's resolution this year was to send the seeds that I said I was going to send, because I get so busy that it goes at the bottom of the list of things to do. But Annie's now really pleased. She's got it all planted up. She's happy now. She's got some elephant garlic. So if you haven't, go over to Annie's channel. I'll put the links to all the channels I mentioned in this video in the description. So yeah, go give them a subscribe. Tell them I sent you over. And yeah, let's boost the community a bit more. But yeah, there's loads to do. But let me show you what's going on at the plot. So the onions, they're doing okay. There's a few now that look like they have battled through winter and thought, like, I've had a guts full of this. But they're doing all right. They're doing okay. But like I said, I'm going to net these 3 now, because allium leaf miner season is upon us. It won't be long now. And before you know it, you blink and you'll forget. And then they've come and laid all their nasties in the soil, and they'll start decimating your alliums, your leeks, your onions, your garlics, you name it, they're gone. So another thing that I'm really pleased about is, remember, all the daffodils that I planted down this row here is only about 1 foot wide. And when First Tunnels built this for me, I asked them not to bring the polytunnel up to this edge. I asked them would they leave me 1 foot, and they actually did, because I wanted to put a pile of spring bulbs in. And look, we've got daffodils coming all the way through. Now, I have mulched this with bark to keep the weeds down. And yeah, I'm pleased. I'm hoping that this will be a flurry of yellow all the way down there. I mixed about 10 or 12 different varieties of daffodils, different colours, different heights. And I'm hoping this will be all the way down here now of daffodils. And I mean, it is a Welsh allotment after all. So we need some leeks and we need some daffodils at all times. And speaking of other YouTubers, now I actually want to mention a YouTuber that has fully supported me since day one, and she's a really, really close friend of mine. And I feel like people who don't know her channel should know her channel. I mean, I know plenty of YouTubers who are all fantastic gardeners, but someone who fully supports me so much is Gem in the Garden. Now, she's not only a YouTuber or someone that comes on my lives, she's actually a really good friend of mine. She visits, we spend time together, and I just want to give her appreciation, because without her sometimes this channel could have a bit of a dip sometimes, because we all have a day where we think, I can't be bothered to go over it today. And Gem, for all her faults, no, but Gem, for everything she does, she really does perk me up sometimes, and we bounce ideas off each other and we help each other with videos. But I just want to say, Gemma, thank you so much for everything you do for my channel, for me. And go over to Gemma's channel. I'll put up a link to hers in the description as well. So yeah, go over to Gem's channel and give her a good subscribe, because yeah, she's a fantastic channel and she's so bubbly. And yeah, go do it right now. Don't worry about my retention, go now. So yeah, like I mentioned, go over to all the channels I've mentioned, give them a subscribe, and watch a couple of their videos, because you'll be surprised sometimes. You think you know all the channels, and I mean, I've been finding channels this week and I'd be like, they've been going for 6 months and I didn't know about them. And I mean, I would have had them on the lives. So if you are a YouTuber and you're new to YouTubing, pop a comment below as well, because yeah, it's nicer to grow the community, and sometimes new YouTubers come on and the algorithm don't show us to us. So yeah, welcome everyone. It's nearly spring. As you can tell, I'm really, really excited about spring. I really, really am, because I think this year, big new polytunnel, fruit cage, I've got everything now all in place. I've got everything I need. I just need time. That's all I need. So the shed's going to be built soon, very, very soon. This one is going to be smashed down. This shed of death Do you know what I mean? This shed of hell. It is honestly a shed of horrors. But it's sad because it's been there for a long, long time, but it just cannot be recovered, I'm afraid. It's full of woodworm and everything is just ready just to drop. So this will be coming down. I'll be reusing the roof because that's actually quite sound, and we might be building something else there. I don't know. Who knows? So yes, if you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. I hope you have subscribed. And yeah, there's plenty to do here, plenty to do on the plot. I'm really excited. Linda's on her way over. We're gonna have a little chat. She's also hit 2,000 subscribers. I hit 8K this month as well. So thank you so much everyone who subscribed to my channel and to Linda's. Linda, again, is the backbone. I've said it many a times to my lives. Linda's always there in the background of every single live. She dedicates all that time pulling out the comments, pulling out the questions, and she's just a pleasure to be around. So also give Linda a subscribe as well. I am mentioning so many channels today, but yeah, hopefully Linda's going to come over soon, have a nice cup of coffee, celebrate our milestones. We're not having bubbly today because we're both trying to be really good. We're trying to, since New Year's, I've been really healthy eating. So yeah, and Linda's doing well as well. So yeah, we're gonna have a cup of coffee like we always do, have a little chat about our plans, and yeah, and then I'll get back to my jobs. She got me pulling the bloody trolley now. Come on, Lind. This is the first one of the new year, innit, Lind? We haven't been down for ages, and cheers. Oh.
Same to you.
So we're just now planning our seeds sowing and growing, and Linda's just hit 2,000 subscribers and I've just hit 8,000. So
thank you everyone. Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
So had a lovely coffee with Linda, nice catch up, had a little look around her plot of her plans. Now I want to start on that third bed. So now I want to take up this plastic, dig out all the perennial weeds, if there's any dandelions, some thistles, all those type of things that might be in here because they will come back, and then make sure that this soil is then dug over a little bit with a fork. I am no dig, but I just want to make sure there's no perennial weeds in there, or if I find any bindweed, because this is a new plot to me as well. I've not grown in here apart from pumpkins. So I'm going to have a little rummage around in here, remove the plastic, and then fill this bed up with some manure, and then top it up then with the compost, and then this will be good to go then. I might cover it then with cardboard on top just to stop the rain from washing all the nutrients out. Now some people might say hold back, wait, but I want to get some jobs done. I can always keep doing that, but the idea is either put cardboard down and then put compost on top and then plant through it. But I'm going to put the compost in, and if I've got any cardboard in the shed I might put some down as well. And then later on I'll put a cardboard on the top so that the rain then will just wash off the cardboard a bit and keep all the soil underneath nice and warm and not washed through. And that's the plan anyway. That's the plan. That's my plan. Oh, explosion on the plot, death on the plot. That could have been the thumbnail, you know. Oh God, I've got to be careful on this plot. I keep forgetting that it's not as even as I want it to be yet. So I'm going to do that now. So let's go. I'm absolutely thrilled by the progress I've done today, but there's always so much to do. So definitely in February, make sure you get lots and lots of jobs done. March is an absolute chaos month for sowing and growing, but we'll get there. I'm Danny and this is Grow Up.